Goodell in his video. I think that was all bullshit. Just because of it was a response to all the NFL players, like Mahomes included, making that video.
Barkley,
like,
all of them, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Chase Young was on that too.
Chase Young was on there.
Was
and then OBJ and Jarvis
and
it wasn't no
Michael
scrubs.
Thomas.
Yeah, it weren't
Michael
scrubs.
Thomas.
They have
Michael
that video.
Thomas.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Leaders. They had legitimate stars and influential motherfuckers on that video. When your third string lineman, you're saying some shit, and they held the NFL's feet to the fire.
Yep.
And here's what I'll say about this. I think exactly what I just said as far as the Drew Brees thing and just the collectiveness of where white people and organizations are going right now. The same thing goes to the NFL. I will say this. It was a momentous moment. You have to give credence to the moment. Having the players hold these guys' feet to the fire and having the NFL saying, you know what? Fuck how we look with a good portion of the fans that might be Trump supporters and might not believe in this shit. We're going to back our players. Now, like I've been saying with everything else, all we're doing right now is acknowledging that there's a problem. Roger Goodell doing that with the shield behind him is one thing, right? What does that NFL do now? But the main thing that needs to be seen, and yeah, you can see in certain organizations they're doing things when it comes to like what the Raiders are doing or what have you. Or a lot of teams, I think all but a fraction of the teams in the NFL have not at least released a statement. What are the owners going to do? Because when you had guys like Kyle Shanahan, I don't know if you guys saw his statement, as far as there being no excuse for the number of black coaches in the league compared to white coaches with how the league itself is made up players-wise. He said you have to acknowledge the fact that there's racism. Now, they brought up certain things in the league meetings as far as like compensation for hiring black coaches or penalties, whatever. Regardless of what it is, it's still acknowledging. These owners have to acknowledge that they have a problem, that there is a problem, and then work to solve those things. I don't know if y'all guys see one of the co-founders of Reddit gave up his board seat on Reddit, the amount of money the motherfucker's making, gave it up and suggested to the board, please do not replace my seat with anyone that is not black. That is a fucking leader saying that I understand where the system itself is and how fucked up things are, and I need to take a step. So that's the thing, is that who's going to step up? If you got a general manager saying, look, there's some shit going on, and I know I worked hard for my job, maybe I get another job, but somebody needs an opportunity. I need people to step up. We're acknowledging we all have problems. Not all of us. Y'all have problems. And now it's, what the fuck are we going to do now? You will not, one of my favorite statements to this the last few weeks, you will not pacify me with bullshit. We're past that point. This shit is a movement. It's bigger than anything I've seen worldwide as far as people on board with this shit.
Put Corona on the bench.
Unheard of. Corona has 110,000 people dead in this country and is taking a backseat. My sister, who's as paranoid as they all are as far as coronavirus, is headed down there today.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how important this shit is.
Mm-hmm.
Got Corona benched.
What are you going to do now is what I want to know from the owners of the NFL teams, the front offices of these NFL teams. Do you want to give players more power and more say, like the NBA or anything else does? That, to me, was the big point as far as yesterday, is the NFL never admits when they're fucking wrong. And I also don't know what the fuck this does as far as that collusion case or anything. I don't know if that has any implications with that, because they basically admitted to the fact that they were disregarding their fucking players. No, they did not mention Colin Kaepernick, which was something they had an opportunity to do, which is why I always think any of these things are measured. They're being very political. So if you want to know why my cynicism level is up, it's because I know Roger Goodell didn't just say, turn the camera on me, I'm in the basement, I'm going to speak from the heart.
No.
He went to that legal team, he went to the board, he went to everybody else he needed to clear with, is this statement okay?
And I think
I also need to shout out the Jaguars.
Shad Khan.
Yeah, but they've been doing a lot. Like, who knows what brought it on? Like, I mean, I figure we all do, but the fact that they've been saying a lot of shit about it, and like Shaq Khan wrote an op-ed and everything like that. So, like, you gotta acknowledge that. So.
Yeah, I forget who it was, but someone was after I think Kaepernick and the NFL settled at some point, and then there were a lot of people who were upset at the settlement, not because they didn't think he deserved it, but I guess there was an NDA that was signed, a non-disclosure agreement, and that controls both sides. So neither side can talk about it. But that's gonna suck. I mean, they can always go back and be like, "Hey, we're gonna agree that we're gonna lift this NDA." But that's why that NDA was so, in my opinion, detrimental to the league. It's because that conversation just couldn't be had legally on either side, and I think it needs to be. I don't know.
I don't think that I think it's going to be hard pressed, especially right now, for any of us to. I keep saying us and I say we. Like, I'm not trying to speak for Black people, but what I'm showing is I'm speaking for collectiveness of where I think everybody's mindset is in the movement. So when I say that, I'm not speaking on behalf of everybody. I'm thinking in a sense of where I think other people are, or where they maybe should be. It's very egotistical, but I just want to acknowledge what I'm doing. It's going to be hard for anybody to really believe anything the NFL is saying unless they address the main component to this, which was Cat. Like Pete Carroll has, but Pete Carroll also has said shit in the past, so this is not new to him.
And they had a chance to sign him too.
They had a chance to sign him too, and I forget what happened as far as.
I'll tell you.
What
it
happened?
was.
I heard rumors, but I don't know what happened.
Apparently, the story was that they asked Cap if he would be kneeling or not, and he was like, "I'm not going to tell you," and then they just didn't sign him.
Yeah, see, and that's on that bullshit, right? Now you got other players where I'm going to give my boy Adrian Peterson. Love that man to death. And he's phenomenal Washington Redskins quarterback, running back. And I'm on the fence about whether or not I'm actually going to watch a Redskins game anymore. I'm being completely honest. But having him say that, like, oh, we're all going to kneel this year. Thank you once again for your growth. Where the fuck were you 5 years ago?
You didn't kneel 5 years ago?
Some of those guys didn't. Like, some of those guys, and I think Adrian was at that point where he liked the lock arm stuff. Don't hold me to that. Because he wasn't on
Rogers did that.
Adrian Peterson wasn't on our team when that shit was actually going down, so I don't know what he was doing. But there were a lot of that, or we're just gonna lock arms, or we're gonna have everybody's hands around each other, because Lord knows it's just anything but a knee, right? So I mean, there's a lot of people right now just because they feel safe, which is overall, like I said, it's a good thing that we're moving in that direction, right? Forgive us for being cynical because we've been shown little glimpses of this dog and pony show before. All we're doing is having people acknowledge what the fuck is going on. The real work has not started.
All right. One more thing that pissed me off about Drew. The first thing he said when he was talking about, like, I will not tolerate someone disrespecting the flag, right? I haven't heard him speak out about people wearing the flag on their shorts or in hats or walking at concession stands during the national anthem or doing anything else.
They never do. They never acknowledge their hypocrisy. They don't acknowledge that. They don't acknowledge that. They don't talk about the fact that he's in Louisiana where the Confederate flag can be seen every other fucking block. And having a Confederate flag is a direct fucking hit and a shot against the United States of America. That's that's what it is. It's basically a fucking splinter terrorist organization that lost to the United States of America. How un-American is that? Am I walking around with a fucking ISIS flag on me? No, because everybody would look at me like I've lost my goddamn mind. But no, because Grandpappy fought for the fucking South. I'm supposed to support that? Like, you got Germans over there saying, I'm so proud of my Nazi grandfather? Fuck no.
Zero.
It don't work that way. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's warped-ass bullshit. It doesn't make any sense. People think that it just flips like that. It fucking doesn't. This shit is, if you still can wear or fly a Confederate flag anywhere in this country, that's all you need to know about how far we have to go. I was talking to somebody, I was born in 1989. Dr. Martin Luther King died in 68. He was still protesting, still fucking getting hosed, still getting called a nigger by all these fucking white folk, especially in the North. They were more scared of the North than they were ever scared of the South as far as protesting. When they were in the South, 100 Klansmen might show up. You in Chicago, 10,000 white people that were fucking pissed off that the Negroes were moving into their neighborhoods would show up. Night and day. The North was fucking scary. But everybody has this concept, the race is just in the South. Fuck that. It's prevalent everywhere. What I'm saying is I'm born in 1989. 68. That's 21 years. That's it. 21 years. What happened to all those racist folks? They didn't die. They didn't die off. They're still there.
They're 45 now.
It's 2020. 9/11 was 19 years ago. I remember that like it was yesterday. Like it was yesterday. So from the moment I was born, you think all those motherfuckers just died? They didn't raise children with their belief system? The fuck? Like I don't. How can you can ignore, it's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yep.
Why do Klansmen wear robes? Why do they wear robes and why do they wear masks? So they can go back to their jobs during the day and you can't tell who they were. They're everywhere.
They're a bunch of bitches. That's what they are.
That's how you know they know that is wrong. Because they're hiding
100%.
their faces.
That's what it is. I mean, but I don't understand have the honest fucking conversation.
Right.
Do your history, do your research. If there's a reason why everybody's wondering, why isn't a black leader stepping up with Black Lives Matter? Because we all end up fucking dead.
Every time.
Every time. Even Ferguson. Go ahead and look at all the activists in Ferguson that have died since Ferguson. Then if you really want to study our history, look at MLK. Look at Malcolm X. Look at Stokely Carmichael. Look at Huey Newton. Look at all them youngins. We never fucking make it.
Yeah.
Yep.
On a lighter note,
What's lighter than racism? Anything?
everything.
Almost.
That's hard. Because you said, let's talk about something else. Because anything's going to be lighter than that.
Let's talk about sex.
Are we talking about genocide next?
No, I'd rather
okay.
not.